Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
What is up, everyone? Let me remove this shit. Clearly, it is not Brett Bovin out here today.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.
I did that, but hey, we're here right now. We're at the Whitetrash Advantage podcast. It's Father's Day weekend. What better way to celebrate it? Champagne and beers, deer antlers, and good friends, and white trash stories. So today, we're going to talk to some buddies, and we're going to just talk about the most white trash moments that we've ever had. So, to start, we'll shotgun a beer in the house. There we go. And now we'll bring on our guest. This dude I spent a lot of time with in Iraq, and his name is Tony J. Good dude, originally from the Chicago area, now resides in Texas. Let's go ahead and bring him on. What is going on, brother? Welcome to
what
the
is going on
podcast.
Well, I'm at White Trash Mecca.
Dude,
Bass Pro Shop.
Dude. Like the great scenes from fucking any of the great movies. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. That is what I'm talking about right there.
Hell yeah, man.
And Bass Pro. We need one more thing up here. So how are you doing, brother?
Dude, I'm doing good. Wrapping up Father's Day. Got my boys here. Got my oldest.
What's up,
Merrick?
What's going on,
youngest, man? And my youngest, Kian.
What's going on, man?
So, wrapping up at Bass Pro Shop. Got set up for a tattoo appointment next week. So, yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying my day.
Dude, right on, man. You can't spell white trash without fucking at least some letters from the word tattoo appointment. So, I'm all about it. I got hands, knuckles, arm sleeves, neck, back, all that shit. So, let's go, man.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. So, today, it was Father's Day weekend. We originally had nothing planned. So I told Brett, that little bitch who's always talking about putting quarters in slots and shit like that. I'm like, dude, let me take it over today. Let me see what I can make happen. And we're just going to have fun, dude. So I came up with the White Trash Advantage podcast. Tonight, we're going to talk about what is the most white trash shit we've ever seen. You and I, we've been around the world a couple times. We've seen some stuff. We've seen some awesome things. You're down in Texas. I tried getting the epitome of white trash on here. We won't say his name because he wants to keep it confidential, but you and I know. Well, three. Three. How's that?
Yeah.
I'm three. For those who know, you guys know who he is. But listen, man, he's from Ohio. That's like the mecca of white trash. You're down in Texas, and you said that your girlfriend is down there with you.
Yeah.
And you were talking about like, oh man, I'm gonna have to have a hard time finding some white trash stories. And what did she say?
She said, I can think of 5 right now off the top of my head that she has witnessed me personally doing.
Oh, dude. Okay, I need to hear at least one of them. I'd love to hear all 5, but at least her top one.
So one of them actually made my way onto a T-shirt. I had a Jeep, and blew the motor. I had it sitting kind of like in a bad spot, kind of in the way of everything out at the ranch. Ended up selling the wheels, the tire, with the wheels and tires. Was trying to figure out a way to move the Jeep out of the way before I took the wheels and tires off. Ended up taking the spare off of the Jeep and ratchet strapping it to the back bumper and using it as a buffer while I pushed it with my pickup truck to get it out of the way, and then took everything off. The Jeep is now currently sitting on sticks out of the wood pile because the jack stands dug into the dirt and tried to kill me while I was taking the tires off.
Right on, dude. That's pretty white trash right there, man. That's for sure. I love it, man. Love it. So you and I, you know, Jay, you're from Chicago area originally, right?
Yep, Northwest Indiana. Yep.
Northwest Indiana, man. So growing up out there, what did you do? So you and I were both in the Army, both in the Scouts, deployed, did a lot of cool stuff. Growing up in Northern Indiana, how was that? What white trash shit did you see there? Because I grew up Southwest Michigan, and dude, we transmissions and bathtubs in our backyard. That was normal, man. That was all the stuff that we seen. So
white trash in Northwest Indiana it's kind of hard to. Hang on, I'm getting my truck started. Give me just a second.
Yeah, man, fire it up.
So
we got
white
another loser in the house.
Oh yeah,
Justin,
yeah.
Man,
And speaking of white trash,
is that a Driz? That's the only bear you can pinch, brother.
Oh yeah. No, so growing up, like the white trash in Northwest Indiana was kind of tough because we were right there on like Route 30 and Route 41. So that's they have that as like it's like the what do they call it? It's the crossroads of America or whatever. So Route 30 goes east to west, coast to coast. 41 runs from Canada all the way down to the Gulf. So those two roads intersect right there, right next to my mom's house. So, I mean, there's not really too much redneck or white trash stuff, but my family does have or did have a 500-acre corn farm.
Oh, man. So we need to save that 500-acre corn farm for the Whitetail Advantage. We might have to hit that one up, Tuesday's episode, man. We'll talk about that.
So a lot of that, I mean, that's a lot of where a lot of the white trash stuff would actually come in from. It was a lot of learning how to shoot squirrels with a 410 or a 22, chasing each other around with cattle prods, and zapping the shit out of each other. My very first.
That's the fun that we have as kids, like growing up here in West Michigan. I spent my time in the woods. We had the electric fence. It was always like, hey, hold my hand. I'm gonna get zapped on this fence, and I'm gonna send it all the way through everyone. It's always the last dude who gets it, right? That's the type of shit we did to pass the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it sounds like, that whole Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, we're all right there. Ohio, man, it's just a white trash mecca, dude.
Oh yeah, and then taking my buddies. Yeah, you would take we would take my buddy's dad's old K5 Silverado. It was a K10. Busted up, beautiful old square body, but we would go ripping through the cornfields. We'd go chase cows around. After the weekend, we'd have to go, redo the fences we mowed over with it, and
right.
whipping donuts out in the corn, whipping donuts out in the cow pasture and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, growing up out on the farm was always a blast.
So we got a comment here from the Bovin family. Oh, Brett, man, he's in there. He must have been drugged out of the casino with his quarters, man. Michigan is white trash, man. It sure is, brother. I wouldn't wish it any other way.
I mean, it depends on where you go, though, too. Some areas aren't too bad, but I mean, you start getting up
areas that are not white trash in Michigan.
Yeah.
Detroit, Grand Rapids, and fucking Ann Arbor.
Yeah, but
everywhere else is white trash.
Detroit is its own, like, maybe not white trash, but it's trash.
Oh, dude, Detroit's like, outskirts of Chicago, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, Detroit's rough, dude. And Battle Creek. The last time I went through Battle Creek was a little rough too.
Oh, dude, yeah. So
that's actually where my stepdad grew up. My stepdad grew up in Battle Creek.
Oh, okay, yeah. I go down there for the VA, and man, it's there's some shit shows down there.
No, I'm sure.
So we got a comment from Mike here. Can you shotgun another beer for Brett? Dude, as soon as I can, I will. I got the beers in the fridge. I should have a 12er out here, but we got the High Life in the fridge. We'll get to it, brother. I promise you.
Well, if I was closer to the house, I'd do one for you guys, but it's a Lone Star out of a bottle, so it's a little hard to shotgun.
Dude, what you could do is shotgun a Rockstar, man. I'd call that one a Kurt Cobain. Yeah, you guys heard that one here. All right, so we determined now that Northern Illinois, where you're from, is white trash. Michigan is clearly white trash. Now let's go international here. Let's go global, right? So you and I spent, well, let's say domestic now first, before we go that far. You and I were in Northern New York, right? We know that Scott from the podcast here at Whitetail Advantage, he's from New York. He's actually not too far from where Borden's at, actually, Jay.
Really?
Yep. From Poughkeepsie, he's not too far, right? So, what's the most white trash thing that you can think of seeing at Drum where we were?
Do you remember the Irish bar O'Malley's?
Oh, dude. I remember walking in. I never remember leaving.
Yeah. So O'Malley's, for context, it wasn't open for very long. They got closed down pretty quick. O'Malley's was a converted house, which should have been condemned. But it was a converted house. It was on the back side of Fort Drum. It wasn't near like Watertown or anything, but it was on that back road that went out by the ranges.
Over by 3 Alpha.
Yeah. Yep. It was actually, I think O'Malley's was on 3 Alpha, I think. But yeah, that place was like the epitome of white trash because there were certain areas of the converted house that still had carpeting.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude, that back area that used to be like what you would consider maybe a den or a living room or whatever, right off the bar. Like if you walk up to the bar's on the right-hand side, but if you walk to that back left corner. Yeah. So, yeah, there were many trashy, sketchy nights spent in that place. That had some, if I didn't have the kids in the back seat of my truck right now driving home, there would be some interesting stories.
Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. So, do you remember that bar we used to go to all the time, the Rusted Root?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rusted Root.
Oh, yeah.
Rusted Root and PRs.
Yeah, that was a great one, too.
Yeah, poor Richards.
So, the most, I don't want to say the most, but one of the most white trash moments I ever seen is, we're not going to say his name on here, but as soon as I tell you this, you're going to know who he is. He went from Bend, Oregon to Patagonia on an Enduro. Yeah, you know who he is, right? We were closing the bar this is like on a fucking, sorry, I won't swear, you got your kids in the back. And we have a young viewer here. But we were closing a bar down on like a Tuesday night, right? And all of a sudden, we couldn't find this dude. The bar closes and we're like, where is he? And the most white trash thing I ever seen, man, is this like 6'4" dude behind the bar on the floor, just like harpooning this whale, if you know what I mean. Dude, it was horrible. And that, being us, a normal person would have been like, oh man, turn around and walk off, right? No, not us. We fucking rallied the troops. Here's our fucking rally point. Everyone come look and laugh. And that dude never missed a beat. And it was fucking the most white trash moment I've ever seen out of there.
So
that was awesome.
So there was, I don't remember. So my ex-wife, I met her in Lake Placid.
Yeah, I remember.
And so I met her actually on the scout trip that we took right after Iraq.
Yep.
Which we don't remember most of that trip because that first night, holy God.
So, what I remember about that trip, right? So we did a 15-month deployment to Iraq where it was kinetic operations only. and our op tempo was ridiculous, man. We were running missions. I
that
want
was
to say February was the shortest month. We had 3 days
Yeah.
off. I think we ran like 36 or 38 missions that month.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. We
was-
were going, dude. Operation, what was it? Operation Dagger or
Dagger Harvest.
Dagger Harvest. That was that. Yeah, yep.
That was the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. All those river
cold.
crossings and everything. Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was brutal.
So that month was just a brutal month, and dude, it was But
yeah, that was bad.
oh, dude, it was so fun though, man. I absolutely loved it. I completely forgot where I was going with that, but hey, that's gonna happen when we're slamming beers, shotgunning them, and
I remember where we. Okay, so Lake Placid.
yes. I'm sorry, Lake Placid. All right.
So I was going up there almost every weekend, and he was dating. I can't remember the name of the chick. I mean, dude, it was 20 years ago.
There.
But there was that chick that he had met up there during the trip, and he was dating her. Well, we went up there for a weekend, and they ended up breaking up. Something weird happened. So he's like, "Hey, I have nowhere to sleep tonight. Can I come stay with you guys?" So I figured he meant, come in, sleep on the couch. Okay, cool. No, this dude went. Do you remember the old? I forget what year it was, but I had that black Dodge Ram.
Yeah. 1500 you had.
Yeah, the one I got right after we came back. So this dude went and took his full sleep system, all 3 bags, put them in the bed of my truck, and slept in the bed of that truck outside in like what month was it? It was like February or something ridiculous, dude. It was like that night it dropped down to like negative. It had to have been like -18, -20, something ridiculous like that. And this dude is sleeping in the bed of my truck.
I remember that, dude.
With his full sleep system.
Dude, so where I was going with that story, right? We actually played broom ball, which is a complete white trash game, if you ever remember that. Broom ball is like hockey, but you're running around on your shoes or in your shoes and with a broom, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were playing broom ball on the same ice rink that America beat Russia in during the Miracle hockey game.
Yep, Miracle on Ice. Yep.
Yeah, and where was I at that moment? I was in the bathroom puking up fucking Jägermeister because we're gonna go first names here. Josh, remember him?
Yeah.
Josh?
Yep.
Yeah. Him and I were taking shots, shot for shot, and him and I were both in the bathroom just fucking puking Jägermeister. And Dave J from Ohio as well.
Yeah.
Was right there with us, dude. Just pounding shots, dude.
So I hadn't hit that point yet. I was about browned out at that point. But when so I got in trouble because I was coming out on the ice with a beer bottle.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember this. So I stepped out on the ice, and everybody's like, no, don't bring the glass out on the ice. And I slipped. And I don't know how I did it, but I was like browned out drunk. I had a beer bottle in my hand. I slipped on the ice as I was coming out of the penalty box. Somehow I regained it, caught my footing, the beer bottle that was in my hand.
All right, so far, right there. Oh, he's coming back.
Oh, I hope I didn't lose you.
Oh, we lost you for a minute, brother. But you're good. You're good.
Okay. All right, cool. But anyway, no, so I didn't spill my beer, not a drop on the ice. But when I turned around to walk back into the penalty box, I tripped on the lip and I fell over the bench and threw the beer bottle against the wall.
Nice, dude. Just the way beer bottles are meant to be expelled. Right against the wall. Man,
no, I told him about the Jeep.
Memories of Whitetrash, upstate New York. And what's great, so many people, they're like, upstate New York, Buffalo, right? My boss is from Buffalo. he considers that upstate New York, and I was like, dude, I was like 4 hours north of there yet.
Oh yeah, dude, we were 35 minutes south of the border.
Yeah, you miss our exit, you're turning around in Canada, man.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother. Dude, great times. All right.
Oh yeah.
Now,
yeah, that was always fun.
We're getting ready. We'd come back from Iraq on that deployment. What is the most white trash thing you saw on any of your deployments? Now, before we get there, you were deployed to, believe it or not, fucking Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you spent some time in Australia, which is crazy, man. That's awesome, man. That's like one country I would love to go to one day. So, what's the most white trash? All right, let's go back here. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. What's the most white trash thing that you remember seeing in Iraq?
Oh man, Iraq. Cop Bob.
Ah, dude, that was pretty white trash, man.
Yeah, Cop Bob and what was the one that was on the north side of Huija? Was that Charlie? Checkpoint Charlie or whatever it was?
Yeah, that was Charlie, man.
Okay, yeah, both of those. It just living out of containers, pooping and peeing into PVC pipes.
Oh, dude, absolutely. So now, when we were in Iraq, we lived in shipping containers. That's all there was to it, right?
Yeah.
And they called them CHUs, centralized housing units. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you remember our CHU, it was I don't want to say names on here because a lot of the dudes are still in. So you remember Fred 7?
Yeah.
He's still in, dude.
Wow, really?
He is the 11th Airborne CSM.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, dude, pretty high up there.
Dude, that's awesome.
We'll go back to 07 through 09 deployment here. So this was my second trip to Iraq at that deployment. And I remember all the dudes before me were always talking about having satellites, right? You got to have satellite TV in Iraq.
Right.
So, dude, we came back, we got back over there to Iraq. I bought a satellite from Hodge. That little bazaar that they had right next to they had that bar shop.
Yeah, it was right next to the barber shop and the chow hall.
Everyone who I said bar, right? You said bar. They had a giant sign out front that said bar shop because they couldn't. Yep. They just said it really fast.
It didn't translate well.
Yep. So I buy a satellite dish and we set it up in Iraq, dude. And we're fucking angeling it up on the ceiling. The first channel I get was MTV Arabia. Dude, I remember it because it was this commercial. And I remember it clearly to this day, and I laugh every single time I think about it. And it's this dude coming out of his apartment window, like mud hut, flings the windows open and leans out. And in his broken Iraqi, Arabic, English language, he goes, Shakira! And I was like, Shakira starts singing like her song, and dude, it was priceless, man. That was like day 2 of me being over, or day 2 of us being over there. I just fucking lost it, dude, and loved it, man.
That's hilarious.
That was what we would listen to every night. There's MTV Arabia and Melody Tunes. So if any of our little dudes are watching this, Melody Tunes was the other one that we watched. Yeah. And Melody Tunes had like the greatest quote or greatest tagline, we'll say. It was all English all the time, but it was in that like that thick Iraqi accent, dude. And of course you watch it, and man, it was horrible. Fucking horrible.
And then I've got a picture somewhere. Actually, I still have the magazine that we sent that picture in of everybody sitting down playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
In full kit with the nods down and the lights off, and the screen has night vision on.
So for our listeners out there, they can hear it and they can just picture it, right? But for our viewers right now, I actually have that picture saved. And you're about to see it, which is that one right there.
Yep, that's it.
We are playing Call of Duty on night vision option on the screen while wearing night vision with a picture taken from night vision.
Yep. And we were in PT shorts, tan t-shirts, flip-flops, and body armor.
That's it, man. That's the only way to roll. Man, those are some good times. And not only that, but those are some fucking white trash times for sure.
Dude, I miss it, honestly. Like, not like, obviously the hard times. I do not miss Garrison at all. Garrison life was terrible. No. Like, because, and for everybody who doesn't get the context, so Garrison is when you are stateside. And for some occupations in the military, being stateside is no different. For infantry, however, it's tough. I mean, you're obviously not running missions. You're not going out on patrol. You're not doing guard duty. Like, you're not doing what you normally do. So it's a lot of like going and cleaning up cigarette butts or mowing the lawn or, going to the range every once in a while. But the ranges are all super restricted and everything like that. Garrison was not fun. That's where everybody would get in trouble.
That's where we all get in trouble for sure, man. So, talking about white trash moments back in Garrison, right? We had a lieutenant who just came to us, and we had just got back from deployment. And if you remember, during our deployment, we started learning how to pick handcuffs. We started learning how to pick locks and everything like that. So, I'm trying to say this because a lot of the people we're talking about are still in, or they're doing different jobs in the military or closely related to. So we had this lieutenant that came in, and he was a brand new lieutenant. When you have a brand new lieutenant, what we did is we kidnapped him. We literally kidnapped him. Like, he was walking to his car, we sandbag, grab him, throw him in the truck, and we took him over to one of our medics' houses, one of our doc's houses.
Oh, yeah.
There, we handcuffed him and put him in the basement. We had the sandbag on him, and we were forcing him shots through the sandbag. So we did this for a while. I was the one in charge of putting the handcuffs on, and then later on taking them off. That was the fastest one that could pick a lock. I completely forgot that I was drinking that night, and I was drinking a lot that night, believe it or not.
And of course, there's no keys, because why would there be?
There's no keys. No. We fucking locked them up, threw them away. We're done. So we go to B-Dubs, and as soon as we get there, we're in the parking lot. We remove the blindfold or the sandbag. He is completely hammered, and we got our seventh element. The six's wife's element there as well, right? So she's laughing, she's having all fun, and I cannot fucking get this handcuff off of him. I get one off of him, and that's it. So he's like, "Oh, it's fine." He's hammered, dude, hammered. So he's walking around with the Irish bracelet on, right, the entire night. We keep drinking, we have fun, and this isn't like Friday night, bullshit fucking festivals here. This is like a Wednesday. I have to be at work at fucking 6:30 the next morning for formation type shit.
Yeah.
So we get hammered, beyond hammered drunk, dude. We go to, we close out the bar. We go back. He's drunk. He's, I love you guys, blah, blah, blah. The next morning, dude, we're in formation, or we're getting ready to go in formation, and he calls us. He sends out this mass text. "Hey, late call. Awesome, man. We get to sleep in a little bit." Old Papa 7, old Papa Gator, you know him, old Walter B. He fucking recalls the entire element to get us back, dude, and chews us out. for what we did to our sixth element, our lieutenant, and just smokes us. And dude, he felt our lieutenant that we did this to felt horrible, but that was like his initiation to the white trash group that we call scouts, dude, for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. Scouts were like the redheaded bastard children of the company, and we owned it.
Oh, absolutely.
It was one of those. It was one of those groups too, where it's like everybody talks trash about. We're always the ones getting in the most trouble, but when the time came down to it, everybody was just jealous because they weren't there.
Dude, that's exactly it, man. So we got the Bovin family, right? Brett and his wonderful wife and his 2 kids here. They made a comment here. Hey, Tony, did you get shot in the neck? I think Johnny has, but I'm not sure.
No, I did not.
Yeah, so you... Oh, wait, what's this one? Johnny, do you have beer bong? No, I don't. That ended back in, like, I don't know, fucking 08, 09 maybe. But yeah, so... Yeah, I know. Now, you went back to... You were in Afghanistan, right? As well?
Twice. 2
Yeah,
times,
So we've been around the world. Now, what's the most white trash thing that you've seen in Afghanistan? Now, I'm pretty sure I might know what this is, so I'm going to step out. I'm going to grab a beer real quick, and I'm going to shotgun it for Mike and the Bovin family. And while you're telling the story for everyone, all right? We want no dead air because a lot of listeners are going to be downloading this shit. So, fucking preach it on, brother.
Okay. Hopefully I don't lose you guys. I'm mobile at the moment, so hopefully I don't lose you. Oh man, white trash in Afghanistan. Yes. Oh man. Thank you, Merrick. My oldest just reminded me of this. Okay, so first time to Afghanistan, we were in this itty bitty little base, and the plan was to expand the back half of the base for more living areas, more logistical tents, generators, basically just making a larger footprint for more personnel, more equipment. We were also doing, I think we were adding a new helicopter landing pad back there. Anyway, the long story short, the base that we were currently on, the location that we were at, was a former Russian artillery base when Russia tried to invade Afghanistan. They found, I can't remember how many pounds of unexploded ordnance, whether it was artillery shells, 30 millimeter rounds, like all kinds of craziness. Anyway, they ended up gathering it all together, adding it with 55-gallon fuel drums of diesel, and setting C4 debt charges out in the field. And for 4th of July, we lit all of them off.
Dude, I remember that, and that was awesome, dude.
It was insane. That last one that they did with the 155 millimeter shells, and I think they had like 6 55-gallon fuel drums that they had rigged up.
That was such a wild time.
I still have the pictures, I think, on my laptop. Like that, the fireball off that thing was just impressive.
Oh my god, dude, that was so awesome. So back in 2005, when I was in, we were in Baghdad, right?
Right. So, that was before me, but yeah.
Yep, that was before you. So what I spent that time was during the I was spending time in a regular line unit, so regular infantry, and we were going out doing courtesy patrols. And what we had Iraqi EOD. For those who don't know, EOD is the Explosive Ordnance Team. They're the ones blowing up roadside bombs. We had Iraqi ones. And you talk about white trash, dude. These dudes were like fucking the epitome of white trash. They were like the tan trash, the brown trash, right? They were fucking good dudes, but man, they were good old boys for sure. So whenever we would find an EOD or find a roadside bomb or an IED or anything like that, we would call up EOD, and it was so few of those dudes that we would have a 14-hour wait. They had to clear the entire route before they got there.
Yep,
So
anywhere between 8 and 24 hours.
Yeah. So these Iraqi dudes were like, hey, we'll be out there in fucking 15 minutes, take care of it. You guys can roll out. They would roll up in their little Ford Rangers or their Jingo trucks, right?
Yep.
They'd take fucking like telephone cord, connect it to their battery of their truck, walk it all the way out there, tap it on the, they would walk out there, connect the wires to the IED or the roadside bomb or whatever, come back, tap it, connect the negative side to the fucking battery, tap the positive, the round would blow off, they'd roll up the wire and roll out.
Yep.
Like, hell yeah, dude.
Yep, short, sweet, and to the point.
That's how we do it here.
So they were no different in Afghanistan, but they took it to a new level.
Absolutely.
There'd be two guys on a dirt bike or one of the Afghani motorcycles that they had, and they had like a 12-foot stick that they would literally go out there and they'd poke at whatever it was.
On one of those guys?
Yep, one of those guys.
Yes, sir.
But they'd go out there and poke it with a stick. But we got a call to check one out, and I actually have the tattoo for this one. It turned out to be a tortoise. It was a desert tortoise, and they thought.
Oh man! So for our listener folks here, Tony J is driving through the backwoods of Texas. He probably has shit for service. Oh, is he back?
I'm back.
Awesome, brother. Awesome.
Okay, sorry, dude. Yeah, we're on a backcountry road. I apologize.
Dude, it's the Whitetrash Advantage podcast, man. If you're not on a back road, you're fucking doing something wrong. But listen up, brother. I'm just shotting another beer for these guys. I know Michael's like, hey, shotgun a beer. Dude's only like fucking 14, so he's gonna be the next host of the show. So that being said, got the shed, got the beer. Rock on, brother. There you go.
We'll have to do a couple. Hey, are you still coming down to the great state of Texas next month?
July, man. Absolutely. We got to figure out a good date, and I will be there for sure,
Yeah.
man.
Definitely. So we've got plenty of sheds down at the house, and we'll grab some champagnes, and we'll have a good time.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait, brother. All right.
So, and the Axis rut right now is looking really solid. Really solid.
Dude, that is awesome, man. I can't wait for that. For those who don't know, Jay and I, we're going to be doing an Axis deer hunt here soon. And I've been trying to get the other dudes to come on. It's a little bit harder for them, having responsibilities and proper 9-to-5 jobs and shit like that. But hey, you know what? They just need to fucking man it up and abandon all hopes and dreams and come on a hunt, right?
Yep.
But yeah, dude. Listen, Jay, I don't want to keep you if you don't want to stay on, and you got to keep driving. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This was just a short hijacking episode. We're trying to DB Cooper this bitch, right? We weren't going to have a show tonight, but we did. The Whitetrash Advantage, and we just wanted to have some fun, brother. So,
dude, it was great talking to you. It was great finally being able to come on. Thank you for having me. And
dude,
I will.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, and I'll keep in touch, man. Like I said, I got a tattoo appointment coming up next week, and I'm sure you're going to want to see that. So I'll send you some pictures. But hey, again, thank you for having me on finally. And this was a blast. Got to do it again soon.
Absolutely, brother. Jay, you have a good one. I'm going to go ahead and take you out of the show, and I'm going to say a few things, and then, dude, you have a great time. Your two sons, tell them Happy Father's Day, and tell your wonderful girlfriend I said, what's up?
I will, man. Thank you.
Awesome, brother. I'll talk to you later, man.
Later, brother.
All right, guys. Awesome time tonight. This has been an amazing time. Kind of just a pop-up episode. Wanted to do something cool. So we have something here. Let's see here. As a former Army guy, what is your opinion on the riots in LA? No King's protest here in Michigan. Dude, this is Brett, man. The Bovin family. That whole family knows that we are not politically correct on this episode, right? I mean, we're shotgunning the champagne of beers. We're drinking, two-hearted ale, beer buddies and bat straps, right? That shit doesn't matter, man. Those dudes are protesting. LA is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. It's a shithole, dude. I got some good buddies that are out there. Not everyone out there is bad, but most of them are just shitheads. So if you're protesting this bullshit, dude, you're a shithead. If you're not protesting it and you support it, you're still a shithead. If you're against it, pretty fucking good dudes. So you know what? We're going to end it on this show. This has been a quick, short, and just a fun episode, man. If you guys want to see more of it, let us know. If you don't, and you're like, man, fuck this episode, this thing sucks, let us know, man. We won't do it anymore. Or we will, and we'll just say, fuck you, and we're going to do it anyways, brother, because we are not politically correct. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. I'll see you later. And for all of you dudes where your pullout game is weak, fucking happy Father's Day, brother. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.